Hey there YouTube. I'm going to do a real quick little video today to tell you about a couple of tools. And normally I'm doing old tool videos. And I will show you a couple of old tools that I got just recently that are going to help me with the next project here. But I'm going to show you a new tool. In fact, very new. Just finished last night. This, and I'll get it closer in just a second, is a circle cutter that I made for my guitar project. And also, I have its sister or brother, whichever you want to call it, the Purfling or binding cutter. So let's move in a little closer, get you a real good look at what these are and kind of show you what they do, and show you how easy they really are to make. You don't have to spend $70. I mean, I was looking at these luthier supply houses. They're very expensive, $70 more, and I'm sure they're very nice and they work great. But I think this will work just fine too, and it was free. This, same thing, at least $70–80, and free. So just a little bit of time and effort. Hey, we are woodworkers after all, so if we can't make what we need, yeah, what good is it? I'll show you. Okay, let's show you these guys first. Now, this is the little circle cutter here, and the way this works is it's got a little pin in the bottom here. Maybe you can see that there. And that pin's going to go in a circle and a hole cut here in the top of my workpiece, and it's just going to spin around on the workpiece. Now I might need to make that hole a little bit bigger. But basically you just scribe around the hole just like that with this cutter. There we go. And we're making a nice little circle here. And there we go. So that just goes round and round in the circle, and it's adjustable with a wedge here, so you can pull this wedge out, and the wedge goes out, and this arm can slide in and out and get wherever you want it to be. You can lock it down with your fingers. It's probably enough right there. If you really want to lock it down, you could take it and maybe set it over one of the holes here, my bench dog holes, and just tap it real lightly with a mallet, and that would lock it in. It wouldn't go anywhere after that. Also, the blade, I'll show you here, has got a little wedge here, teeny tiny wedge, and all this blade is a piece of a jigsaw blade. Let me see if I can get the camera to focus for me a little bit closer. There we are. That's a jigsaw blade, and I just filed the teeth off the one edge and cleaned it up a little bit, and I took it to the grinder. Actually, mine's a hand crank grinder, and I put a little tiny edge on, or a rounded bit on there, and then put a honed-in edge on it there on my water stones, and I just drug it back and forth across the water stone like this, just rolling it as I went, and we got a real nice sharp edge on it. Now, this has one flat edge on it and one beveled side to it, so whichever side you want to be your waist of your circle that you're cutting, you need to have the bevel edge towards the waist side here. So in this case, if this is going to be the inside edge of my circle, I did it right that way. Now we want to turn it around to do the other side so that we waste the other side, and then we would have two circles. And let's see if we've got any difference here. I need to move it out a little bit. So, and you can always tighten any of these wedges down with just a light mallet tap, and it will get the job done. And so there we go, and now you can kind of see what's going on here. Now, I'm going to use this for cutting rosette channels on a guitar. So I'm just going to keep working it back and forth, and I think maybe I cut the hole, drilled the hole in the middle here at 1/4 inch, and my dowel or my pin is 1/4 inch. I might experiment with making it just a slightly bit bigger, or maybe just sand that pin down. So there you go. Now you got two lines here. I don't know if you can see these two lines here. Maybe here. There and there. And you can see the two lines here. Then you can take a chisel and waste out the middle. You know, if you've got your chisel here, you can take it and go along and knock out. That one's too big. Here's the other thing, an old tool I was going to show you. This is a little 1/8 inch mortising chisel. But this will work just fine for working out the edges here. And we can take and just kind of dig down in here and work across. And we're going to work the outside out of it here. There we go. Just like that. Now, you want to make sure that cut's good and deep. So you want to keep deepening this cut. And what you can do is take and tap this little blade here a little bit more until you get it to the depth that you want it to be. I've just barely scored it here. So a little bit deeper will make you a nice cut. And you can put some in the middle, some little cuts to give you a depth stop, so when you hit that gap in the middle, you'll be done. So that's the circle cutter. Now, along the exact same line is the edge cutter, the Purfling cutter, and it has the same kind of blade, secured with a wedge, exactly the same way. And this wedge is exactly the same thing where this arm moves in and out. Now, this is for cutting Purfling, and so my blade's backwards. You're going to want this edge here, this rounded edge, you want it to be facing inside. Because when you cut on the edge of the instrument, in this case this is for a guitar, when you cut along the side of it, you're going to bring it in and measure it up to whatever piece you've got under there. And you're just going to take it and run it right down the side of your instrument, just like this. And you can do the same thing where you deepen the cut with each successive cut by deepening this blade a little bit with a light tap. And then you could go along and with your other cut and come along this way. And it's going to cut right along. And once you deepen your cut enough, you have a nice clean shoulder. And again, let's run a pencil line down here so you can see what we're looking at. You got a nice clean shoulder. You can see that there and here. And you can remove that with chisels, or even if you keep cutting, you can probably remove it enough as it is. So there's the two little tools that I made. The Purfling cutter. This is based on the Sloan model. And the circle cutter. Also, if your circle's wide enough and you have a router plane like this guy, this is a 1/4 inch blade, the smallest one I have. You can use that 1/4 inch blade to work around through that circle that you've cut out if it's wide enough. This little circle here isn't wide enough, and for some of the ones I'm doing they won't be. But the router plane, you can go along there if you want to and get a good smooth bottom in there. But anyway, there you go. Okay guys, thanks a lot. Have a great day. We'll see you next time.